Hey, welcome back. I'm glad you made it. Time to do the cemetery. I'm looking at these pictures here, and some of them are gray and dark, some of them are lighter. Here, see they're a little lighter with the dark edges. Some of these here are kind of brownish gray. So we're going to kind of do a mixture and see how they come out. I'm going to start kind of over here and work my way around with all the different headstones and mausoleums. And I think this is going to be more of a brownish gray color. I am going to start with this gunmetal. It's not as light as what we use for the moon and the clouds, but it's still pretty light. And I'm going to go ahead and start filling these in lightly. And the nice thing about this is you can see where your darker color is going to go. I think this big one, I want to make kind of a tannish gray. So I will be using more brown gray, this dark gray. It's more brown, and then this shadow. Okay, so let's get this dark gray, because that's the lightest of the two, and we're just going to start filling this one in. I think I might add a little fawn to it to bring out the brown a little bit more. You know, while I'm here with this color, I'm going to go ahead and do this post, that color. Gotta make sure that I keep these grays separated, or I'll pick one up and use it for the wrong mausoleum. Okay, we're going to go in here with some medium gray for these darker areas. On this one, I'm going to do the door, this medium gray. I'm just pressing lightly and just going over it several times. Okay, now we'll go back over it with gunmetal. Start blending this together. Back in with the medium gray. As I get more and more layers in, I put a little more pressure on my pencil. One more gunmetal. Just kind of blend things together. I'm going to go in with the coal. Darken these up even more. I'll go back in with this medium gray again. Fill in some of the white of the paper here. I think I want to bring this darker up here. Bring it more here to the front. Spooky ghost line here. Okay, I'm going to go in with the gunmetal again. See if we can get this a little blended in. One mausoleum down, one to go. Let me turn this one right side up for you for a while here. And I think I said I wanted to add some fawn. Let's see what it does. It makes it a little brownish, so I'm just doing it really lightly. Just to make it a little more tan. Now back in with this dark gray. I don't think I got enough. And with the dark gray. Fill this in. Okay, now we can add the darker gray, which is shadow. And see what I noticed is really nice is, you know, I have a little bit of the wispy in there, the blue, and the gray won't go over it. That's what I like putting in main elements first. If I didn't have the blue in there, I would have just colored right over it. It's always good to get kind of your main elements in and blocked out before you go in with any background elements. And down here, do a little more. So if you didn't see my swatching video for these Monarch Black Widow colored pencils, I'll put the link in the description box below. We go through some of the colors. If you want to see the full length swatching, that is on my Patreon page. And you can head over there, join up. It's a bonus for everybody. I'll put a link to my Patreon page below too. Okay, now back in with the dark gray, kind of blend everything together. So now we're going to do some more shadowing, detailing. It's starting to look pretty good. We're going to be darkening this up much more in a minute. Go down here. Now in with the coal to define things and to deepen the shadows. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna turn you because I can't get at what I want to do. It's easier to get it and do it this way. Get in these little nooks and crannies. Okay, I'm gonna go in with the shadow to make shadows. Turn the right side up now so I finish this up. It's looking pretty good. I want to blend that down with this dark gray. I think I want to blend this up a little bit more. You look at it at different angles and you think, okay, I can add a little bit more here, a little more. Now we're going to get this guy down here. Had to turn you again. Next is the shadow. I'm going to kind of blend some of this out. See where we are from there. Okay, I'm going to go back in with the dark gray. Kind of blend this all together. And then a little more of the coal. Make these darker. Straighten you up, take a look what we need to do here. Just darkening along these shadow areas. Put it up here. Darkening up some of the shadows. Those are done. Okay, I was thinking for these headstones, we don't want too dark because it's going up against this dark night sky. So I think we are going in light with these. For this oblong one, I'm going in with the gunmetal to kind of give it a light gray look. And it looks like we have some of those wispies in here, so we're gonna have to go in with this light gray and map these out a little bit. Then come in with this blue. I think we use some of the milk here to kind of blend that out. We can always fix this later. I'm just blocking it in, you know, that way we won't get any of the other color on it. That's good enough for now to block it out. Okay, where were we? We were with gunmetal. Then the medium gray, shadowy. Blend that in with this shadow. Oh, see, the shadow. I guess I like that name. Now this is the gunmetal. I'm gonna blend that together. I might put a little of that with this light gray in. Yeah, it's light gray. Kind of stand that out from the night sky. Now we're gonna go in with the coal and define all of this. Add a little more shadows down up here. And put that in with the medium gray. One last blend with the gunmetal. Outline this in once more with coal. Now this guy back here, I think I'm gonna go in with the milk. Got some milk in there, and since it's more of a brownish color, we're gonna go in with the brown colored grays, which is your shadow and your dark gray. This is dark gray, and a little bit of the shadow. Blend that in with the shadow again. Create some more shadows. I'm gonna have to turn you this way this time. Outline with the coal. And then that one should be pretty much done. There isn't much to do in that one. Back around. Now we're gonna go down here to this headstone. And I think for this one, I wanna do a kind of a darker gray. So we're gonna come in first with this gunmetal. Fill that in. I think I'm gonna start out simple and then I just keep adding more colors. What I might do is pull in some of this light gray to kind of shine it up in the front here a little bit. And while I was sitting here, I just noticed there's a base on this headstone that I didn't fill in, so we're gonna have to do that. What's next? The medium gray. I gotta keep track of which ones are the regular gray and which ones are the more brown grays. Yeah, medium gray. So we're gonna come in here, little shadow down in here, grasses, I don't know what this is, here in the corner, some of the coal, darken lines up here, medium gray again to blend up this dark. I want this really dark here. Bring in the gunmetal a little bit more. I don't want to put too much shadow here where he's at, because really he doesn't cast a shadow. And go back in with the light gray, lighten this up a little bit. Now I'm going to go back in with the coal, but I'm going to turn you because it will be easier for me to use the base. And flip you right around. Here we gotta finish up the base, so not light gray, we want, not medium gray, we want gunmetal. Gunmetal, that's the next lightest, because I want this kind of be really dark and then the base be a lighter color. And here's the medium gray, just a little shadow. Go back over gunmetal. There we go. And our coal. This to me got too much of a harsh line. I'm gonna try to go back in with the milk, pull some of this color down, lighten that up, and then we gotta use the shadow because that's a brown color. And just darken this up now. Here. Pull it up a little bit with the, there, that looks a lot better to me. Define this line again with coal. The definition on this is not good to me. It's like kind of mucky. So I'm gonna try to fix that a little bit. Lighten this up a little bit here. And I just went over it with the black to define those. I changed my mind. I'll lighten this up a little bit. And you don't want to scrub your eraser. This is gonna ruin the tooth of the paper. You're just kind of lightly pulling up color. Kind of start over. I like the colors. It's just too muddy brown or black or gray or whatever. Same thing with this here. I think it was just too maybe milky. It's still got some of that color in there, so we'll be good. Let's go in with dark gray, which is your grayish gray, or your brownish gray. I'm just gonna go back over this real lightly. Yeah, it's toned down. And maybe in with the fawn a little bit. Let's see, especially right in here. Now in with the shadow. Get these shadows back in, but not as much. Let me try the oyster. Yeah, I like that better than the milk. It's not as orangey yellow, so forget about the milk. Should have used oyster from the beginning. And maybe I did and just halfway through accidentally picked up the milk. It's gonna be easier for me to turn it up properly. Shadow in here a little bit. Corner up a little bit. Add a little more oyster or fawn, and then some more oyster down in here. This area, a little bit there, a little bit there. And I see a spot here that we can go in with coal right in this little nook. There. I'm thinking I like that much better. Okay, and I want to do one little more touch up here, which we were using the medium gray. A little of this gunmetal to kind of blend this together down here. So we're going to be careful about touching that where we use the coal. And then the light gray. Kind of lighten it up a little bit. Final pass coal on this one, especially darken this up a little bit even more. Looks like there was a kitty on there or something. Well, we got that part of the cemetery done today. I think we did pretty good. Take a break. Next week we will come in and do these light finials. You know, start here with this area here in the branch and start filling that in, grass, and then that'll probably be Friday, and then we'll finish this pillar up next Saturday, because I have a feeling this brickwork is going to take us a while. Thank you so much for joining me again today. I had a really good time. I hope you did too. I hope you had fun coloring in all your headstones, and we'll continue again next week. Now, if you really enjoyed coloring along with me, please hit the like button so I know to continue with these kind of color alongs. And hit the subscribe and notification bell because I come back every weekend with a new section or a new picture to complete. Now, if you want to do the full real-time color along, that's available for my Patreons and my Patreon community. Just head on over there. The link is in the description box below. And you'll want to select I want to relax or above tier to do the color alongs. Now, thank you again for stopping by and joining me. I had a really good time. So we'll see you next week when we finish working on the cemetery. And until then, hang in there and have some fun.